quick little vlog here real quick. So I'm talking about arrogant strong, what it means to be arrogant strong. And being arrogant strong is not being cocky, it's not staying acting. That's what people confuse it with. People confuse it with, being arrogant, being cocky. That's not what it's about. A lot of your lifters back in the 70s and 80s, those guys were arrogant strong. When you got bodybuilders like powerlifters bodybuilders that have the strength of powerlifters, and you got powerlifters that look like bodybuilders. A lot of those guys back then are arrogant strong, period. Were a lot of them humble? Yeah, probably so. Look at the world raw records. Look at how many of them weren't touched, and that's honest truth. A friend of mine, I will say he's probably a good example. Greatly important, out of Kansas, I believe. I added him on Facebook, and I saw the squat video where he did like 700. Guy's like 181. And I was messaging him, and I remember the conversation being like, man, I think he should go after the world raw record. Lo and behold, after I even said that, I looked it up, and turned out he actually just broke it. Probably a 40-year-old record. None of these records that are being broken once every 2 or 3 years. No, this was a 34-year record. It wasn't because that there wasn't around. There was no one around to break it. No one wanted to. That's what it was. And this guy told me about his training, and it just screamed arrogant strong. Guy, works on the field, but works on an oil field 24/7. And he's still just a freak. And that's an example. Dick Winters is another example. Seeing some of the retarded list. I think Nick, if he was around today, God rest his soul, he's called it retard trick. But I call it something else. I call it arrogant strong because, even if you do have retard trick, there's a missing level of fear in your head that doesn't even factor into doing some of the things he did. So, and there are other examples I'm gonna throw out here. My little bro Josh Bankson, he got like 6 plates on hammer roll just because he could. Now, granted, I'm pretty sure he probably wouldn't have thought about doing that if he was training by himself, and he knows, if he's watching this, he knows what I'm talking about. But the fact of the matter is, he's starting to understand that concept. Trying to think of some other examples. Eric Spoto, good friend of mine. The first video I saw on him was sitting there just beating out 635. Being arrogant strong, you can't be afraid of hard work. It's just that you do it. You're not afraid of hard work. You just fucking work hard. Like I said, I remember seeing Eric Spoto just effortlessly move through 635 for a triple. And I remember asking him, how did you how did you get that strong? And for him, it's been part of a continuous amount of progression over years. And it is just to the point. And granted, he was probably beyond that point where he was already arrogant strong. He's trying to achieve a level of strength that not many people have, and for, like I said, to see him move that way was ridiculous. And for him to be humble, that's being arrogant strong. Someone who chooses not, and this is probably a simpler definition, someone who chooses not to be overconfident, cocky, or arrogant, but is arrogant in his actions, is arrogant in his, in his physical strength. That's what that is. Josh Powell's another example. That's the reason why we've been great training partners for one another, because we both have this arrogant strength, because it doesn't matter what day it is for us. And this is pretty much what it is in another definition. It doesn't matter what day it is. We could be at work 10 hours, 12-hour shifts. Sorry about that. Could be at work for 10, 12 hours, and we will go to the gym and we'll still just do some ridiculous shit like 4 or 5 inclines, 585 on squats, I mean, stuff like that, and we're half tired, But again, it wasn't like we were trying to show out or anything. It was just the fact that we just did it. We just did it. We did it because it was necessary and because we can. It wasn't unnecessary, and it wasn't impossible. So, I mean, we had a sick leg day where we ended the squats. Now, I remember the words out of Josh's mouth was like, "Oh, I'm feeling particularly nasty." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Okay." Now I'm going to say, I was saying to myself, "Okay, now shit's getting interesting." All right, so we were doing 3 sets with 225 reps to failure. Then we went to 315 for 2 sets to failure. And then he decided he wanted to keep going up in weight. It's okay. So we kept going up in weight. I remember seeing him just go ass to the grass with 495. And I was like, fuck, that pissed me off. Because I cut mine high. Anyways. Then I was like, you know what, fuck it. Just put 585 and I'm just going to go to the hole with it. If I don't come back up, I don't come back up. I went down the hole with it twice, and the second one was damn near ass to the fucking floor. And I remember Josh, if he hadn't already done a set before me, he would have done the same thing, because he was geeked out of his face after I did that. But that's what it is. It's that state of mind you have. It's like, saying, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. I don't give a shit if it doesn't come up. I'm going to do it because I can. That's what it is. I'm going to do it anytime, anywhere, any place, because I can. So what if it's after a 10-hour shift, I bang out, shit like that. So what if, I'm half tired, exhausted, and I still come in and have a good session. Now not necessarily not saying that's a good thing, but we all work, and I believe Josh said this in the previous video that he had. Sometimes you got to work around it instead of having to conform your workouts to everything else. So that's what being arrogant strong really is in essence, and that's just what it is. It's just, it doesn't matter what day of the week. It doesn't matter if you're it's basically putting that state of mind. If you're working 10 hours a day, you don't have a fucking pre-workout in you've got one meal in the books, and you just do it. Another example, Tyler Clemens. He basically came in having one meal, having worked, I think, an 8-hour shift before, and then another shift, and then going to class, and then coming in and doing legs with me. He didn't even tell me this till we were done with leg extensions and we head over to squats. He does 315 for 20 reps easy. And I felt like he could have gone 25, but then tells me he had like one meal. That's an example. That's an example of arrogant strong. That's what it is. And I just want to drop a quick vlog about it. Go out, be arrogant strong. Not arrogant, but be arrogant strong. Don't make excuses for not having that pre-workout. Don't make excuses for not having that meal in there. You still gotta bust ass. That's your responsibility. That's what it means. I bet you if you talk to that guy that sat there and banged out 4 or 5 for 10 reps, I'm probably sure you'd probably be surprised what you might find out, as I did with Tyler that day. Alright, well, appreciate you guys watching. Talk to you later.